Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me look where I show you how I cover up spots, acne, redness, and things like that. Normally my skin is not this bad, and since I'm having like a super duper bad skin day, I thought it would be a great day to show you guys how I cover my spots up when I'm having bad skin days. I tend to get bad skin when it's that time of the month. Also, I've been really stressed out. My city's on lockdown right now again because of COVID. So that's just been like really giving me a lot of stress lately. And also it's allergy season for me. So when I'm having allergy flare-ups and things like that, it tends to show in my skin as well. So yeah, I'm having super duper bad skin day. As you can see, it's even like down onto my neck, and a little on my forehead. Yeah, I really lose a lot of confidence when my skin is this bad, and I don't like to leave the house without makeup when it's looking like that. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how I cover it up. First things first, I'm going to be putting on some chapstick. I always just make sure I put my chapstick on before I start my makeup, and then it can like soak in while I'm doing the rest of my face. Next is going to be skincare, which is super important. So I'm going to be using my Clinique All About Eyes eye cream. I swear by this stuff. I've been using it for years and years and years. I've used it since I was a teenager, like since I was 15. Some people might think that's a little like early to start using, you know, eye products and wrinkle products and things like that, but my stepmom just really, you know, stressed when I was young that you need to prevent wrinkles. So that's what we've been doing, or trying anyway. All right, next, I don't always use this, but this is called Nysimide. This is supposed to be really good for evening out your skin tone when you have breakouts and things like that. I got this at Winners, actually. I was able to find it. I got lucky and it was pretty cheap, but I know you can also get it from Sephora. And I just take like 3 drops. It's like a serum. And yeah, and I'm just gonna put it all over where I have my breakouts, which is pretty much my entire face. Okay, and even onto the neck. Okay, and then most important is moisturizer. This is the Clinique Dramatically Different, and I use the gel, not the cream. I have oily skin, so I just find the gel works better for me. But yeah, I love this stuff too. I've been using this since I was a teenager too. And down the neck. Yeah, so skincare is super duper important, especially when you're having breakouts, because if you get like dry patches and things like that, you really want to make sure that it's moisturized over top to kind of get rid of any flakiness that might show when you put on your makeup. Next up, so like I said, I get like super red and spotty. I even get redness like on my nose. To combat the redness, I like to use a green shade. So I'm going to be taking my trusty NYX SFX palette, and normally I use these colors on my eyes, but I'm actually going to be taking this green color here, and going to be using a brush, just a concealer brush, to put that over any areas that are super red. Another thing for me that is like such a bad habit is I'm so bad to, when I'm getting a breakout, I'm so bad to like pick at my skin, and then like once I start I can't stop, so I make it kind of worse for myself. I really need to work on not doing that. Like picking at your skin is the worst, can cause scars, can cause infection, but I just can't resist picking at my skin when I have like little breakouts. And I find the more I pick at it, the worse that it gets, but I still can't help it. Yeah, that's my little bad habit. And yeah, I even have some like redness on my nose that I'm just gonna cover up with the green. So green is a color that kind of cancels out redness. So I'm gonna look a little crazy for a bit, but once everything's like blended in, I promise you it's gonna work out. This spot right here under my eye, that's like a birthmark. I don't really cover that up. I don't mind if people see that. I can get a little red under my nose, so we'll cover that. And yeah, I think that's the most spots where I'm gonna need the green. All right, looking like a crazy person. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and we're gonna blend that in. So yeah, as you can see, that green like really tones down the redness, and we're still gonna need to use foundation and concealer, but the green just kind of keeps that redness from showing through, which is like the biggest problem that I have when I'm having breakouts, is that I get super red. Okay, so you can already see like that the redness has come down a lot. There's still like a few areas that are still a little bit red, like the bigger, grosser breakouts. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit over top of those and actually blend with my finger. And there, and this guy over here. I hate when my skin is this bad. I get so self-conscious. It's normal, like everybody has bad skin days, but like you notice it so much more on yourself than you do on others. And I don't know, I just lose a little bit of confidence when I'm having bad skin. So this is how we fix that. Look a little crazy for a bit. I'm gonna look like the Hulk. Okay, perfect. Next we are going to go over with our foundation. So this is my NARS Sheer Glow foundation, and I'm in the color Salzburg, and I'm just gonna dot that all over my face. And if I were having a good skin day, I wouldn't use nearly this much foundation, but we're gonna be using quite a bit. This foundation's great because it's super buildable. You can do like 1, 2, 3 layers and it still like looks not cakey, like still looks like a second skin. So I do really like this one for when I'm having breakouts. Okay, and blending again with our beauty blender. Okay, so I have the foundation all blended in, and it looks pretty good, pretty even, but like there's still a little bit of red poking out. So next is going to be where we use our concealer to kind of spot conceal anything that's still showing. So this is MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm in the color NW20. And I do really love this concealer for when having breakouts, because it just lasts all day. So I'm just gonna spot conceal any redness that's still showing. All right, and I'm just gonna dab it in with my fingers. Some people don't really like using their fingers on their skin, especially when they have breakouts, because, you know, it can kind of move the bacteria around a little bit. But I find it just helps it to stay in the spot that you want it, and like the warmth of your finger just really blends it well into your skin. But if you want to use a brush, or if you want to use your beauty blender, that's up to you, but I just prefer my finger. And we're just going to tap that in all over. All right, guys, so I have that concealer all blended in. Again, that's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and look how good that covers. Like, you can barely see any of the red poking out anymore. And especially like if you're not up close, like my skin looks, you know, almost like there's no spots at all. I am gonna set it just because I have oily skin, and also since like we're wearing so much product, I don't want it to shift and move throughout the day. And it'll just help everything stay in place a little bit better. Before we do that though, I do need to do concealer under my eyes. I'm going to be using a different concealer, just my NARS Creamy Concealer, and this is in Madeline. I'm not using the MAC one under my eyes because that one's a little too heavy. Like, that one's more for covering breakouts, whereas this one is a little more sheer and better for under the eyes. I find it doesn't crease, whereas if I use the MAC one, it would definitely crease under my eyes because it's so thick. It's meant to cover you know, breakouts and things like that. Just dab that around. And I do put my concealer on top of my eyelid if I'm not going to be using a primer. And today I'm not using a primer. I'm actually just going to be doing like a really simple eye look. So yeah, we're gonna blend that in. Perfect. I love that concealer for under the eyes. Okay, so now that we have our concealer on, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder just to set everything. So put a little in the cap. I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. And you want to be careful to tap it onto the areas where we were covering the spots, just because we don't want to move that product around. We want it to stay where it's at. Look how good that covered. Like, my skin was so bad. And like my nose was so red, you can't even see it. Perfect. Wow, like, okay, so that's just our foundation and our concealer and our powder. And like, already my skin is looking so much better. Now we're gonna do our contouring. So this is my Fenty Beauty Contour Stick in Amber. I'm just gonna go on the cheeks, up the side of the nose, under the nose. A little bit up here. And I'm also going to be putting this on my eyes. When I'm doing like I'm just staying home today because we're on lockdown, I can't go anywhere. But when I'm doing like a super easy, you know, daytime look, I put this on my eyes. It just gives like a little like shadow. Doesn't look like you're wearing too much makeup. I just think it looks really pretty. Okay, and I just blend that with my finger. Next, I'm going to be taking my Hoola bronzer. I like this color for every day. It's just really natural. And I'm just going to go over the Fenty Beauty a tiny bit. Just to kind of lock it in place, because it is a cream. Teeniest bit on the nose. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to be putting on a little bit of blush. So this is my Bad Girl Gone Good. This was a MAC Rihanna collection. So unfortunately it was limited edition, but I really love this color. It's like a rosy gold color. I just find it looks really natural for daytime. Put just a tiny bit on my nose. Next, I'm going to be doing eyebrows. This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil, and I wear the taupe color. I'm actually going to pop off camera to do my brows just because they take just a few seconds, so be right back. Okay, eyebrows done. Next, I'm going to be taking a highlighter, and this is the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector. What color is this? Champagne Pop. I love this one. Champagne Pop. So actually, a little trick that I do for a quick daytime makeup look is I just pop that in the center of my eye. When I'm traveling, I do this a lot too. Like if I don't want to take a lot of makeup with me, I just use a highlighter and a bronzer to do my eye makeup. I think it looks really natural and pretty. So yeah, pop it on the center of my eye, in the inner corners. And then I'm also going to put it on the top of my cheeks. So shimmery. A little bit on my nose. And then I'm just taking a MAC 217 brush. and dipping that into the Hoola bronzer, and that just goes in the crease. And it just makes like the quickest natural eye. A bit more blending. Look how pretty. And that's just with bronzer and highlighter. I'm just gonna be putting a little bit of a pencil black eyeliner just on the outer corner. Just a tiny bit. And I'm just gonna blend that into the lash line just with the eyeliner brush. There we go. So it just gives like a little bit extra definition on the outer corners of the eye. Pop on some mascara. This is the NYX On the Rise. I've been loving this lately. We're just gonna do the top lashes. Okay, so we have our mascara on. I think the makeup looks great, super natural. When I'm wearing a heavy face makeup with lots of product and concealer and powder and foundation and the green makeup, I like to have everything else pretty natural. So we went with the natural eye. That's just a little bit of bronzer and highlight, and yeah, then you just don't look like you're too caked up for the day. Just gonna put on a simple, this is a Lancome Juicy Tube lip gloss. Pop that on. It's just pink and shimmery. This is Raspberry Ice. Pink, shimmery, juicy tube. Yeah, and that looks great for just everyday kind of lip gloss. Okay, fix the hair. Might need to be straightened. But yeah, all right guys, that is the look. I'm super happy with it. Like, you can barely tell that I'm having such a bad skin day with breakouts and redness and patches and all that fun stuff. Yeah, and especially if you're not full frontal, my skin looks pretty good from, a little bit away. Of course, if you're going to be inspecting it up close, you can still see a tiny bit, but I don't mind that. I think it still looks natural, luminous, and it's covering the imperfections a lot, really well. I'm super happy with it. I'd be so confident to go out like this. Yeah, I love how this, especially the green NYX makeup, helps to neutralize that redness, and yeah, it's not cakey. Yeah, I'm super happy with it. I hope you guys like it. All right guys, that is our video for today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. Please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. I love reading your comments. All right guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, I love you and God bless.